In the next 2 months, we are going to focus on building these 7 systems that can literally change your entire life and make you glow up in ways that you never thought was possible. Like James Clear says, we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. And that is why in today's video, I'm giving you a blueprint on how to build these very systems without overworking yourself, without getting stressed, and without losing out on things that you really want to do. The information that I'm about to share with you is a condensation of over 4 years of learning packed into a 20-minute video. So make sure you're taking notes and you're watching till the end, because I also have a quick guide on how to apply these systems, how to start with these systems without getting overwhelmed. The first system to focus on is your morning routine. Now, how you spend your mornings is usually how you spend your days, and how you spend your days is how you spend your life. So you can imagine how important it is to start your day on the right foot. And believe it or not, it begins right in bed. A yoga teacher that I'm currently working with, Sunita, explains this really well. She says that just like we warm up before getting into an intense bout of exercise, we also need to warm up our body and our mind before we wake up and get into the daily grind. But most of us do the opposite of that. We either start scrolling and stimulate our brain excessively instantly, or we just get up and get into the hustle. And both of these are not the best practices for the body, because they can elevate our cortisol or stress hormone in the body, which is probably the reason that most people are constantly stressed in life. So instead of doing all of that, instead of just waking up and getting into the grind, she suggests doing this.
So basically, when you get up in the morning, you need to make sure that you're not starting your day in absolute stress mode. Okay, so first is you need to prepare your body, your mind, and your joints to do what you need to do out of bed. So your morning starts in your bed, your routine starts in your bed, wherein say now you're sleeping probably on the right side or you're sleeping straight. The first thing you need to do is turn over to the left side. Okay. Why? Because your left nostril is activated when you are sleeping on the right or straight, or when you're in rest mode. Your left nostril is activated, or your Chandranari, is activated. So you need to turn over to the left and activate your right nostril, which is your Suryanari, which basically starts creating alertness in you, allowing you to wake up. And this will also help you to stop hitting the snooze all the time.
Got it.
From there, once you're awake, turn back, lie down straight, move your neck side to side, warm up your wrists, your ankles, bring your knees to your chest. It's called Pavan Muktasana. Stretch your hamstrings, your quads while you're in bed. Twist your spine a little bit. Do these things and prepare your joints so that they're not just having to go from sleep state to active state. Once you're done with that, always turn again in bed to the left side. Press your right hand and come up to a seated position. कभी भी सीधा नहीं होता है. कभी भी सीधा नहीं होता है. You always get up sideways, and उसके बाद do box breathing. What I was talking to you about. Box breathing or belly breathing, deep breaths is what you call it. Even 10 of those, 10 rounds of those. Very good. Awaken the mind and let go of any stress, anxiety, anything from your previous day sometimes.
And now if you are a beginner, you can just stick with that, and I think that is a beautiful 10-minute morning routine to have. If you don't have time for anything else, I think this is one practice that you should do. I'm also going to do it with you because I just found out about this recently and I wanted to share it with you guys. But if you want to take it up a notch, if you have a little bit of extra time in the morning, I would suggest carving out a full-fledged morning routine for yourself, because it helps ground you, it helps you learn more about yourself, it helps you understand what works for you, what doesn't, and start your day on the right foot. My morning routine is about 2 hours in length, including 1 hour of working out in the morning. So I wake up, I brush my teeth, have my apple cider vinegar and water, I will do my prayers, my meditation, my journaling, and then I will drink my coffee and go for my workout. And once I come back from my workout is when my actual work starts. So I consider that entire thing a part of my morning routine. But how I want you to look at it is doing 3 things at least every single morning. 1 for your mind, 1 for your body, and 1 for your soul. These can be as long or as short as you want them to be, but I want you to pick 3 things to do. I think Sunita's method actually covers 2 of these, which is your mind and your body. You just need to do a little bit something for your soul, which can be your prayer or your meditation once you have woken up. But if you're just starting out, I think that is a great method to begin with. Now, building upon from this, the next system you want to build is your workout routine. If you are trying to glow up, Physical activity and movement is such an intrinsic part of it. I cannot emphasize it enough. And I have spoken about this in multiple videos. Girl, you need to get out of your house and work out. I don't think I need to explain the science here. You and I both know that working out is so important. It helps you become fitter, it helps you become healthier, both physically and mentally. And it over a period of time improves your confidence in your own skin, in your own body. And if that is not reason enough to start working out, I will suggest that you get a membership either to a gym or a group class or to a Pilates section, whatever it is. Pay money and get a membership so that you feel accountable to go to that place and start working out. If you can't do that, I would suggest start working with an online trainer. Pay somebody money to hold you accountable, because that way you can also hold yourself accountable. A lot of the times our motivation to go work out, to go to the gym, to work out at home diminishes because we are not invested in it enough. We let our internal clock, internal system, internal motivation take over, and we don't have a system in place. Paying for a gym membership or paying for a group class or paying for an online training session, all are ways to create a system that ensures you show up for that workout. And that is all that I need you to focus on in the next 60 days, to show up for your workouts consistently. And in addition to the workouts, I want you to start including movements throughout the day. So I have also recently ordered a walking pad, which is yet to be delivered. And the way that I'm going to do this, and what we discussed with Sunita as well, is to go for like 10 to 15 minute walks after every meal. Not immediately after, but after every meal, to help incorporate movement throughout the day. Now, a walking pad can be expensive if you don't want to invest in that. Another way is to, whenever you're talking on the phone, is to just pace around the house, move around the house while talking on the phone, so that you're not sitting in one place and doing that. And that in itself will help you incorporate more movement in your life throughout the day. So when it comes to our workout system, we just need to focus on these two things. Third system you need to build is your healthy eating routine. Now, if you don't already have a healthy eating pattern, which most of us don't, I would suggest consulting a nutritionist. I have previously worked with Saleha and I absolutely love her. Linking her Instagram credentials, everything in the description, as well as Sunita, so you can find them both and you can consult them both as well. Talk to a nutritionist, get your blood work done, and see where you stand from a health perspective. Do you have high cholesterol? Are your hormones out of whack? Anything that is amiss can be figured out when you work with a clinical nutritionist and get your blood work done. And then basis those two things is how you want to build your diet. After that, work with them to create a meal plan for yourself that fits your current lifestyle. Now, I, for instance, live by myself, which means I have the freedom to get whatever I want made, right? But if you're living in a PG or if you're living with a family, you oftentimes don't have control over the kind of food that is being made and the kind of food that you're consuming. That is why working with a nutritionist and figuring out a plan that fits your lifestyle is so important. And here, because they give you a plan, a lot of that legwork from your end gets done. And you don't need to put in hours and hours of research doing it. Another advice that I have personally found really helpful, and this is great for people who are just starting out or just venturing into healthy eating, or who have really unhealthy eating habits but want to start eating healthier, is to eat what you want but to add what you need. And what you need to add is a lot more protein to your diet, because the Indian diet is generally protein averse, which means that even though we have enough protein sources that we can derive protein from in the Indian diet, we don't eat enough of it. For example, if you're eating rajma chawal, you will invariably take more chawal than rajma, which is the better source of protein in this case. So one example of doing this is, let's say you're having rajma chawal. In that, you take one portion of chawal or rice, and then you take 2 portions of rajma, which is twice the quantity of protein, and then you add a salad to it and you add buttermilk to it to make it a complete meal. So even though you're having this meal that you really like, you're adding healthy stuff to it to make it more nutrient dense. The next thing when it comes to healthy eating, and this is again super important, is to use supplementation. Again, you need to consult with your nutritionist to do this, to figure out what are the supplements that you personally need. No two people on the planet require the exact same supplementation, which is why don't start supplementing by watching reels or videos. Consult a nutritionist, show them your blood work, and they will tell you what are the supplements that you actually need. The next thing, and we've kind of already touched upon it, is to incorporate a source of protein at every meal. Like I said, Indian diets are protein averse. If you eat non-vegetarian food, you can include chicken, fish, eggs. That is what I personally tend recommend to do to have a balanced meal. If you're a vegetarian, there are several vegetarian sources of protein. You can research on that, but paneer is a great one. Pulses, legumes, all of these are great. Again, talk to your nutritionist and see how you can up your protein intake. The next thing you want to do is incorporate more whole foods into your diet. These are the basics, guys. Now, why I'm telling you to do this in the next 2 months is if you create a diet plan for yourself now, starting right now, and you incorporate that and you stick to that for the next 2 months, you will have built a habit of eating healthier than you were eating before. And then you can continue to work on it till you reach a level where you are eating healthy, well-balanced meals that support your nutrition, that support your body and your health. So you want to incorporate more whole foods and you want to cut down on a couple of things, which is a lot of fizzy drinks, a lot of sugary foods, a lot of packaged foods, a lot of foods that contain vegetable oils like, sunflower seed oil and palm oil and all of that. And anything that has diet written on the packet. So diet namkeens and diet chips and all of that jazz, because to compensate for the lack of fat in those products, they add a lot of additional stuff. They add MSG, they add a lot more salt, which can cause a lot of water retention and is not the best for your body. Of course, drink enough water. If you don't drink enough water, and most people don't, I'm not saying go overboard and like drink 10 liters of water in a day, but at least drink the bare minimum. If you forget to do even that, download water reminder apps on your phone right now and set a reminder to remind you every 1 hour or every 2 hours to drink a glass of water. Now we come to the next, and I think one of the most exciting systems to build is your skincare routine. Now, for most people, even though they invest a lot of money in skincare products, people don't have the right routine for their skin, which is why, again, I will advise that you go to a professional, a dermatologist, not any of these random skin clinics. Go to a proper dermatologist, ask them to evaluate your skin, tell you what your skin type is like, what are the products that you actually need for your skin. Because there is so much marketing in the beauty industry, there is so much of information, so much of jargon going on. We keep trying products, and that in the long run affects our skin barrier. It actually breaks down the skin on our face, on our body, and makes us more susceptible to aging, to just allergies, to spots, to not having healthy skin in general. So I would definitely suggest that you talk to a dermatologist and figure out what your skin type is and what are the kind of products that suit you, and then build a morning skincare and an evening skincare routine based on that. To give you a little glimpse, my morning skincare routine includes just 3 products, which is washing my face with a mild face wash or just water depending on what I've applied the previous night. Then I go in with a vitamin C serum, a ceramide moisturizer, and a sunscreen whenever I'm stepping out of the house. I don't apply sunscreen when I'm inside the house. And I cannot stress this enough. Please, there is no need to apply sunscreen when you're inside the house. Most people right now are suffering through vitamin D deficiencies because we don't get enough sunlight as it is. And when you apply sunscreens, a lot of sunscreens are chemical laden. Your skin barrier is porous. And FDA has also given out new research that a lot of those chemicals go into your bloodstream via your skin barrier. So be cautious, be careful, try and use more physical sunscreen and apply it when you are actually stepping out instead of just, loading yourself up with sunscreen all of the time. Similarly, my evening routine also has very few products. If I have applied makeup, I will use a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm. And then I will go in with my regular face wash. And on 2 nights in the week, I apply retinol, which has been suiting my skin really well right now. And then I go in with the Kumkumadi oil from Kama Ayurveda. And in winters, I think this is just it. That's my skincare routine, and I absolutely love it. I add glycolic acid here and there if I have acne breakouts from time to time when I'm, going through my PMS phase. But other than that, that's it. That's how simple it is. Now, when it comes to your skincare routine, products are one side of it. The other side is what you're putting in your body, which is why we covered the healthy food part, the healthy eating part before this. So if you're eating enough protein, if you're getting in your vitamins, vitamin C especially, I've seen helps my skin a lot. The moment that I start supplementing with vitamin C, my skin glows up like nothing else. So consult your doc whether you need additional supplementation for vitamin C and see if you want to incorporate that. The next thing that really helps my skin is drinking enough water. And I have actually tested this out. When I'm drinking enough water, my skin is hydrated, supple, shiny, all of that jazz. And when I'm not drinking enough water, you can see it on my face. It is dull, it is drab, it is dry. The next thing that I do is try and not touch my skin very often. So if you do that, girl, if you do that, you need to stop. Now, you can have subconscious cues. You can have reminders on your phone to remind yourself to not touch it. You can have messages up on your mirror that remind you to not touch your face. I used to be that person who used to pick my skin whenever I got anxious, but I have really worked hard to get rid of that habit, because if you want good skin, you don't want to actively transfer germs from your hand, which touch everything around you, to your face. The next thing that I do is shave my face once a week with these face shaving razors. So now this is a great physical exfoliant. So far it has not irritated my skin, it has not made me break out or anything. So it's worked well for my skin, and I've been doing it for like 2 years at this point. But again, if you want to get into it, you should check out some resources, some videos that show you how to shave your face. Never use Gillette. I made that mistake earlier once when I started out. But shaving your face actually makes your skin a lot smoother. It physically exfoliates those dead skin cells and makes like makeup application a lot smoother as well. So that is one thing that you can try doing. And finally, one of the most important things for your skin is sleeping right and sleeping enough. The next system you need to focus on is your hair care routine. As you grow older, you will realize the importance of having a good hair care routine, because with age, the collagen in your skin and the melanin in your hair starts to go down. You will face hair fall, you will face hair thinning, things like that. But if you're already taking good care of your skin starting from a young age, you can actually delay a lot of that process. You can continue to have, healthy, shining hair for a long time. So that is what you want to do. Create a system in place that allows you to care for your hair. And this is usually not very extensive, I found. If you're doing it right, just doing the bare minimum for your hair can actually do wonders. The first is, of course, oiling your hair and massaging your scalp on a weekly basis, at least. If you want to do it more than that, you're free to try. Once a week works for me, usually because of time constraints, as well as just not over massaging my scalp. So once a week is golden. Next is using a sulfate-free shampoo. If you have been using sulfate-laden shampoos, most of these, brands that come in the market for a really long time, you actually don't know the real texture of your hair. Once you start using these chemical-free shampoos like sulfate and paraben-free shampoos, you will find that your hair actually resorts back to its natural texture. So if you have curly hair and you're not using all of these chemically products, they will go back to being curly. If you have straight hair, they will go back to being absolutely straight and shiny. The next thing, and I use this for hair fall control and for regrowing hair that has already fallen out because of PCOD flare-ups, is to use a mixture of rosemary and jojoba oil. And this is the most basic mixture in the world. There are many iterations of this online, but rosemary oil is supposed to have really great effects for growing back hair and stimulating your scalp. So I tend to do this every time before I shampoo. I just apply rosemary oil in my hair, and after that I just shampoo regularly. So this is usually 3 times a week procedure for me. It doesn't take a lot of time, and I don't massage it a lot. I just let it sit on my scalp. You can try it out if you're facing hair fall, but yes, do a patch test. Give it a try before you make it a part of your routine. And finally is styling and drying your hair. I usually don't do anything, one, because it's too time consuming and I just don't have the energy for it on most days. And second, I think the reason that I still have very healthy hair, like the texture of my hair is very healthy, even though I'm like 30, 31, is because I have never colored my hair and I have used very little styling tools and styling products. Usually in winters, I just let them air dry a little bit and use a blow dryer so that I don't catch a cold, but that's about it. I will get a blow dry once in 6 months or something like that, but that's it. I don't use heat on my hair as such. And whenever I do use heat, I use a heat protectant spray. Very important. And I use leave-in conditioners in my hair. So once I'm done shampooing, I will condition my hair with a regular conditioner. And once my hair is like 70% dry, I also use a leave-in conditioner. Right now I'm using something from Bare Anatomy. Some people might require a routine that's slightly more intensive depending on, their hair texture, hair quality, etc. Some people might not even require this, but having a hair care routine and tailoring it to your needs is what we are focusing on in the next 2 months. So that's 5 systems you have in place. The next system you want in place is a basic grooming routine. Now, basic grooming routine does 2 things. One, it physically allows you to become and turn into your most attractive self, the way that you think you look most attractive. And secondly, it mentally preps you to become this person. It has a twofold effect, one on your physical attractiveness and your confidence. And that is why grooming rituals were so prevalent across history, across ages, in all different civilizations. So right now, I want you to focus on building a basic grooming routine for yourself. Every time you step out of this house, you do this routine. It can take an hour if you want, it can take 15 minutes if you want, whatever it is, just have one in place so that every time you are stepping out of the house, you step out looking like your best self. So for me, this involves investing in basic makeup products. One is a base for my face. I have stopped using foundations. So for me, this is Smashbox's BB cream, a few shades of lipstick that complement my skin tone. Ladies, if you have not studied color theory, please go ahead and do so. Figure out shades that work for your skin tone. And shades that work mean that when you apply them, it lifts up your skin tone, it brightens your face instead of making it look and feel dull. For me, usually these are shades of pink and like brownish pinks and orangish pinks, and they work really well for my skin tone. But you go, you do you, figure out what works for you, and have those lipstick shades in your arsenal at all times. You also need a good eyebrow gel. I don't do eyebrow pencils because I think they make your eyebrows look a little more fake than I like them to be. So eyebrow gels just do the right thing of combing your brows and grooming them, adding just the right amount of product works really well for me. Having a great eyeliner and a great kajal. And again, like this can be something that complements your skin tone. You can never go wrong with blacks and with browns. So yes, definitely invest on those. And then you can experiment with your colored liners. And you want a lip and cheek tint or stain. I love these two. One is from Body Shop, one is from Peri Pera. This is a Thailand-based brand. I first tried it out in 2018 or 2019 when I last went to Thailand, and it is phenomenal. It gives you such a natural looking blush, and when you apply it a little more on your lips, it gives you a very nice tint on your lips as well. My go-to products, if I never have anything else, just these two, when you're stepping out, can make you look like you are so well put together. The next thing you want to do is have a spa day set out for yourself in the month. This should become a part of your basic grooming on a monthly basis. And during the spa day, you do all of the things that are necessary to make you feel groomed throughout the rest of the month. Now, you don't have to spend a lot of money on this. You can do it yourself if you want to, but this involves basic stuff like pedicures, manicures, getting your hair trimmed if they've grown out and they don't look as nice as you want them to. Having your nails done, that for me is for sure like a monthly spa thing. And getting a massage if you can afford it. If not, get your ghar ki daima to come give you a massage, because massages are so important in improving blood circulation, draining your lymph nodes, all of that jazz. They have a lot of physical benefits, and they can make you feel so good in your skin, make you feel so relaxed, relieve the tension in your muscles. I highly recommend getting a monthly massage done. And finally, a basic part of your grooming is to have 4 to 5 outfits that work effortlessly for your body type. These are 4 to 5 outfits that whenever you wear them, whatever you style them with, you always end up looking good. If you don't already have them, I would suggest creating a Pinterest board. That is usually what I do. And figure out the styles that attract you the most. And then out of these, figure out the 4 or 5 elements that you need to purchase, like a white shirt probably, or a pair of jeans that is suited to your body type, a pair of the right boots, the right jewelry, whatever it is that encompasses this outfit for you, these 4 or 5 outfits for you. Invest in those pieces and keep them so that whenever you wear them, you look like a diva. Or what is the male version of a diva? That. And now we come to the 7th and the final system, which is fixing your nighttime and your sleep routine. Because having a great night and sleep routine is such an underrated life hack. This is probably the most important thing that you will do for your health, physical, mental, everything. If you are not sleeping right, your body is in a constant state of stress. Your organs don't have enough time to recover, to recuperate. Your body is not functioning at its best, which is why you need enough sleep and you need good quality sleep. So the first thing you want to do for good quality sleep is have the right nighttime routine. Now, again, I was talking to Sunita and she said, one of the best ways to do this is to reduce activities that increase your stress in the evening. So preferably don't work out in the evenings. Preferably don't do any high intensity activities in the evening. Have a cutoff time after which you don't indulge in work. After that point in time, you should just focus on reducing your mental overload. Think of your brain like a trash bag that's getting filled with trash throughout the day, and then at night you just dump it out before you go to sleep. Now, how I like to build my nighttime routine is have a hard stop. In the past month, this hasn't happened so much because I was traveling and doing a lot of other things, but I have a hard stop. So I have a reminder set on my phone for 10 p.m. and it rings at 10 p.m. every day and puts my phone on sleep mode automatically so that I don't get any more notifications, I don't get any calls, texts, whatever. Because 11 p.m. is my sleep time, the time that I have given myself to get into bed. So from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. I do my night routine, which is switch off all the lights, make the environment more dark and conducive and cozy for sleeping, and do my nighttime skincare routine, get into bed with a book, all of these things, and avoid screens as much as possible. There are times when I'm not able to do that, of course, but for the most part, I try and stick to this nighttime routine so that when I'm getting into bed, when I'm sleeping, I'm actually in a very stress-free zone. Another thing that I like to do is have magnesium supplements, and they have improved my sleep quality so much that I can't tell you. But again, consult with your nutritionist and see if you need these. If you do, they will really massively have an effect on your sleep quality. At least that is what research also says. But yes, it's bio-individual. So you definitely make sure you ask your nutritionist and then you decide whether or not you want to take the supplement. And the next thing that I have started doing, which I didn't used to do earlier, is to sleep in a dark room, a completely dark room. I used to have a night light or light, outside the bedroom, something like that. But sleeping in a dark room actually helps boost melatonin production, which is the hormone that is responsible for that circadian rhythm and regulating your sleep cycle. So if you are just starting out and fixing your sleep routine, one is building a nighttime routine that works for you, that works for your schedule. Number two is reducing the stress you have in the evening. So reducing your screen time and any stress-inducing activities. And third is going to bed on time, my friends, so that you get a good night's rest. Now that we know what the 7 systems are, let's talk about how you can implement these without going berserk or crazy. Now, when you listen to this video, this will seem like, oh my God, this is so much information to take in like 20 minutes. And these are so many systems. How do we start building it? The first step is to start with one system at a time. Please go check out this video, which is how to become your best self in 90 days. And this actually talks about it, that you need to focus on one thing at a time. And one thing does not just completely have to mean one thing alone. If you have read Atomic Habits by James Clear, you will know that you can stack your habits as well, right? So morning routines, skincare, and workout for me are something that are all stacked together. Now, if I wake up at the right time, I end up doing my morning routine. And if I've done my morning routine, I will automatically go for my workout after that. And once I come back from my workout, I will do my skincare routine. So those are 3 systems that are working in tandem with each other, right? So the first thing is to start small and start working on one thing at a time. The second thing you want to do is stack up your habits. See how you can build a system, systemize it essentially. See how you can build a system where one habit leads into the next, and that leads into the next, and that leads into the next. So when you do that, once you do one habit, it just automatically builds on till you have done the entire chain of habits, right? The third thing you want to do is use technology to your advantage. I have set alarms and reminders for everything on the planet. So I have Alexa going off, reminding me about soaking nuts. It goes off every morning, reminding me to take my supplement that needs to be taken before I eat anything in the morning. It reminds me to go on walks. It has my workout feeded into the schedule, all of that jazz. You can just add it to your calendar so that you keep getting reminders on your phone. You can have a water reminder app. And when you systemize it to this extent, you don't actively have to think about it. Next is to work with professionals to ease this process. You are not in it alone. If I'm making this video, I have been able to get here with the help of several other people who have helped me get here. And if you need that help, there is no shame in that. Work with a nutritionist, work with a fitness trainer, work with a psychologist, work with a therapist. Anybody who helps you get on track with your life is a great person to work with. Don't shy away from it. And I know that it feels like you're spending a lot of money upfront, but spending that money is what holds you accountable. So if you can, take that out of your pocket, put it here, you are actually investing it in your health, in your well-being, and look at it from that perspective. The next thing you want to do is set boundaries with your work. For most of us, our study or our work is the most stressful thing in our day. And for people who are working, even for people who are studying, you don't even realize when that actually flows into your entire life. It takes up time for everything else. And the only workaround that I have found for this is to put a hard stop. If I say I'm going to stop working at 7 p.m. every single day, I am going to stop working at 7 p.m. every single day. And it's the same for those who are going to office or to going to university, whatever it is. Life does not come to a halt if you just work the hours that are assigned to you. you are not getting paid extra for working overtime. You are not getting paid extra in any way, shape, or form for investing more of your time, energy, effort into this company, right? So understand where that hard stop is for you and put that. It takes a little bit of practice, and ever since I have started doing it, I have become so much more stress free. I cannot even tell you. And finally, you want to make the entire process enjoyable. If it is not enjoyable for you, if this system is not enjoyable for you, if your morning routine is not enjoyable, if your workout is not enjoyable, if your skincare is not a pamper session for you, you are not going to end up doing it. And that is not what we want. We want things to be enjoyable. We want them to be enjoyable to an extent that they become a part of our lifestyle. And there are two ways to do this. One is, of course, by practicing it, because initially you are stepping out of your comfort zone. So it will be painful before it's pleasurable. But the second way is to actually change your mindset about looking at these things. Look at it as an investment. Look at it as something that you're doing for yourself. Look at it as something that you are giving yourself, that you're gifting yourself to becoming your highest, bestest self. And that will help you ace it, my lovelies. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took notes and took away everything that I have spoken about from this. So this glow up guide thing is going to be a series, and the next few videos in the series are going to be about this as well, to help you become your highest, bestest self, or at least get into that zone before we enter 2024. So stay tuned for that and check out these two videos next, and I will see you next time. Bye.